Black and white thinking. This thinking pattern involves seeing situations as either perfect or a complete failure with no middle ground. It ignores the nuances and complexities of most circumstances. This distortion can lead to significant disappointment or a sense of inadequacy because perfection is often unattainable. Overgeneralization. In this mind trap, a person takes one instance and generalizes it to an overall pattern. For example, failing at a specific task might lead someone to conclude they're a failure in all tasks. This can create a cycle of negativity, affecting self-esteem and motivation. Mental filter. This involves focusing solely on the negative aspects of a situation while ignoring any positive aspects. It's like viewing the world through a lens that only picks up on what's wrong or could go wrong. This skewed perspective can significantly affect one's mood and outlook on life. Disqualifying the positive. People who disqualify the positive are quick to dismiss any positive experience or accomplishment, believing it to be a fluke or irrelevant. This distortion maintains negative beliefs about oneself and the world, even in the face of evidence to the contrary. It can prevent individuals from recognizing their own successes and worth. Jumping to conclusions. This involves making a negative interpretation without supporting evidence. It comes in two forms: mind reading, where you assume you know what others are thinking, and fortune telling, where you predict outcomes will be negative. These assumptions can lead to misunderstandings, anxiety, and avoidance of situations. Magnification and minimization. This distortion involves exaggerating the importance of negative events or minimizing positive ones. Magnification means expecting the worst possible outcome in any situation, which can paralyze someone with fear. Minimization, on the other hand, reduces the significance of achievements or positive qualities, which can undermine self-esteem and motivation. Emotional reasoning. Emotional reasoning is the false belief that your emotions reflect the reality of the situation. If you feel stupid, then you believe you must be stupid, ignoring evidence to the contrary. This can lead to decisions based on feelings rather than facts, often resulting in negative outcomes. Should statements. These statements are demands placed on oneself or others, using terms like should, must, or ought, leading to frustration and disappointment. They set up unrealistic expectations, which, when not met, cause guilt and a sense of failure. Recognizing and challenging these shoulds can alleviate unnecessary pressure and improve well-being. Mislabeling. Labeling involves attaching a negative label to oneself or others instead of acknowledging the specific behavior that led to a mistake or failure. Mislabeling involves describing an event or action in a way that is overly dramatic or inaccurate. This can reinforce a negative self-image and hinder constructive change. Personalization. This is the tendency to take responsibility for events outside of one's control, leading to undue guilt and stress. It's believing that what happens around you is a direct reaction to you or something you've done. By recognizing factors outside of one's control, individuals can better assess situations and reduce self-blame. Control fallacies. This involves two types of false beliefs about control. One is thinking you have no control over your life, leading to feelings of helplessness. The other is believing you're responsible for everything around you, causing undue stress and guilt. Fallacy of Fairness. This is the belief that life is supposed to be fair, and when it's not, it leads to resentment and bitterness. People who cling to this fallacy often feel angry when they perceive that they're not receiving what they deserve. Acknowledging that fairness is subjective and not always guaranteed can help mitigate these feelings. Blaming. Blaming involves holding others responsible for your emotional pain, or conversely, taking too much responsibility for the pain of others. This distortion prevents individuals from seeing their own role in situations and from taking positive steps toward resolution. Recognizing and accepting responsibility for one's own actions can lead to healthier relationships and self-image. Always being right. This mind trap is the need to prove that your opinions and actions are correct, often at the cost of hurting relationships and ignoring alternative viewpoints. It stems from a fragile ego or fear of being seen as wrong. Learning to accept that being wrong is part of being human can enhance learning and improve interpersonal connections. Heaven's reward fallacy. This involves the belief that your sacrifices and hard work will be rewarded in the end, as if there's a cosmic scorekeeper. When the expected rewards don't materialize, it leads to feelings of bitterness and disillusionment. Understanding that good outcomes aren't guaranteed, despite one's efforts, can lead to a more realistic and fulfilling approach to life and its challenges.